Yes, people, welcome back to the 1894. I'm Hugh, and I've got Dara here with me as always for this Leicester versus City review. A 2-0 win for the Blues, a really big win at the start of the business end of the season. That meant a lot to us. The character was really good. Probably not the best overall performance, but I said in our live watch along, good champions, good winning teams can win even when they're not playing particularly well. Some really good individual performance as well. But Dara, give me your overall match analysis on that one. What are you thinking?
Yeah, we were very concerned when the lineups came out. We saw we were playing pretty much a double pivot. I think everyone was concerned. We didn't know if this was how he was going to set up against Dortmund. But Rodri started playing the Gundogan role. It was odd, but I thought he done fairly well with what he had to do. We showed a lot of character, like you said, to go out and get the 3 points. Mendy played well regardless of the goal. Sterling and Jesus just did what they can to try not score, so they just kept passing it again and again and again. But thankfully, he finished it off on his birthday on Easter weekend. So I was happy with that. And regardless, 3 points is 3 points. Joe said it doesn't matter how we set up once we win.
Yes, exactly. You mentioned the starting lineup when it came out. Obviously, an hour before we saw it, we were sitting in a call together and we're going, "What on earth is this? This is not a lineup we want to see." And initially, it was my thoughts are this is my least favorite lineup I've seen Pep Guardiola put out this season. Mendy and Jesus are two players who I have personally particularly put in the firing line quite a lot this season, based on the fact that I feel they have a lot more to offer, and for one reason or another, they're not performing. But they're actually both the stars of the show for me today, and I have to give credit where it deserves. Mendy, I've spoken about him in a similar context to John Stones. Hear me out in this. Stones was in a similar position to what Mendy is kind of right now, whereby you're in the depths of hell essentially in City. You're really low down the pecking order for selection, and people are constantly saying, you're not good enough to be here. And I'm one of them as well who's been saying that. And this was a massive opportunity for him to come through and make a stand, make a good show of himself and show I deserve to be here. I deserve to be definitely in the conversation for selection week in, week out. And, particularly in that first half, we were saying at half time, it's looking slow, it's looking sluggish. We need something magic to come through. And of all people, the man who has been in my firing line, Benjamin Mendy, comes through with that goal. Talk me through your thoughts on that goal and talk me through your opinions on Benjamin Mendy today.
I thought he was brilliant from the start. I think there was a time in the stream where we mentioned he actually dropped his shoulder and got past someone in the box. He was in the 18-yard box and squared it across. It's just a poor ball. But for the goal, everyone's expecting him hit it on your left, hit it on your left. He drops his shoulder, puts it onto his right, and it's a great finish. Like, that's a finish you'd want from a striker. And he used his weak foot. He put it into the bottom corner. You're not saving it. And I think everyone was happy with his performance. And you did. I'll throw my hands up. I was giving him abuse just like you, but I'm on the same page as you. If he can prove that he's like John Stones and come back from the brink of the City career, I think everyone will be for it.
Absolutely. And I think we saw maybe a little bit of that kind of fighting character that we keep talking about that all good players and teams need from Mendy today. He clearly got the word he was going to be in the starting 11, and he wanted to make the best show of himself he possibly could, really show what he has to offer, whether that means staying at City or other clubs showing interest in him in the summer or whatever it means. He wanted to make himself look as good as possible, and he started to add things to his game, I noticed today, that we maybe wouldn't have seen from Mendy in the past, like that drop of the shoulder, like the switch of the foot. Typically fullbacks marking Mendy on that left side of the pitch, they expect Mendy to just every time go to the byline and spam cross in, because that's what he's known very well for, because he's a good cross of the ball. But today, like you said, he's dropping the shoulder, using his other foot, adding a bit of trickery to his game and making himself less predictable, and that kind of stuff is very valuable to a team. So honestly, I'm really delighted for Mendy, and long may it last, because this, like I keep saying, this is a really important part of the season. We want all our players coming in with hunger and aggression and confidence. But I want to talk about Jesus as well. He's the other player who I have had personally in the firing line a lot. So have you. He was given that left wing role again today, where he seems to thrive on every single time he's put there. He's not a number 9, obviously, I think, anyway. I don't know what you guys at home think. Feel free to let us know down in the comments. But today he was also fantastic. He was getting involved in link-up play. He was taking on defenders, and he was getting himself in shooting positions. And of course, he got the second goal. He got his goal, and it was well deserved, of course. So talk me through your thoughts on his position or his performance today, and of course his goal as well.
I think whilst we have given him abuse, we've always said he is better on the wing. I think that's always been an overriding belief since we started this, and he proved that today. He was not only was he wide, he dropped into the centre too when we needed him to, when Aguero wasn't really providing. But he was, I thought he was great. He was, as soon as he got the ball, it was just run. He had a chance in the first half that he just put over the bar, but he beat 2 or 3 players. He's he came in and he's a confidence player. We know full well he's a confidence player. So hopefully this will be something for him to build off. And I was really happy with him today. I'd probably, bar De Bruyne, I'd probably be man of the match.
Yes, absolutely. De Bruyne is a notable mention today. He didn't get a goal, but he hit the crossbar from a free kick. His build to play was fantastic, and he slotted Mahrez through for an opportunity that he probably should have put to bed. He didn't have a bad game, but he had 2 or 3 opportunities which a player of his caliber I would have expected him to do slightly better with them. But listen, on some days it just doesn't happen that way. Other notable mentions was the defense. Diaz was absolutely fantastic. Made one particular block that I remember, possibly a goal-saving block, and that's real leadership from such a young man. And he, listen, I don't need to tell you how good he is. If you watch City week in week out, Darry, you love him as well. You know how good he is. Fernandinho was fantastic in the middle of the park. It was an overall. We were starting to think at the start of the first half it was going to be maybe an underwhelming performance, but they really grew into it, and certain individuals stood up and made it count for. And that's why we ultimately got the 3 points. But we're going to put our player ratings up on screen now. Have a look at them, see what you think. Maybe some controversial, maybe some not. And let us know down in the comments, of course, what you think of them, and if you would change anything, of course. So we're going to wrap up the video now. It's 3 more points for City. As long as Man United keep winning all their games, we now need a maximum of 11 points to wrap up mathematically the Premier League. What a fantastic position to be in. We're really getting there. Like I said, time and time again, this is when it really counts. And you want to challenge on all 4 fronts. These are the games you have to win. Show character and get the 3 points. Thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate it. We've just hit 170 odd subscribers. It's growing nicely, and we can't thank you enough for all the support you guys have shown. So leave a like in the video, subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you for the next fixture, which is the big one, the Champions League Dortmund. Peace.